game, don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished.
It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but don't fear, we've got football to perk up our spirits as we join you from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. As they start on the ground, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, trust me on this one. That's a confidence builder for the rest of the season. When you get a defense that puts together a performance like that this early in the year, well, that sends notice to the rest of the NFL and spreads confidence throughout the locker room that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Burrow on 3rd down. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Bengals at a disappointing 0-4 through the first month of the year. It's been really a lost first month of the season, that's for sure.
And they still believe they have potential. They still believe they're a good team. But they have to absolutely start showing it right now. 0-4? That doesn't even sound right to them. But let's face it, you are what your record says you are until you break out of it.
11 mighty.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, on the opening drive, he was looking for a big chunk play. Unfortunately, that time, the secondary was ready for it. Charles picked it off. Not only that, they take it the other way for points.
Homework, preparation, research, it all comes back to that, VJ. Scouting your opponent, not just the players, but the coaches, too. And seeing what they call to begin a game, find out their tendencies. They recognize the early deep ball was part of their opposing game plan, and they weren't caught off guard when it showed up.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go now. 10 cycles.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Love. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Joseph Osai. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down.
Hey, computers. You're blue. Blue striker.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Got it. Real green. Check man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On the double. 97. Ready?
They'll run with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Great play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. Much needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. He's got it to the 43 here.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Got a man open. It's Chase. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll send Reed in motion left. Now Cook running right. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. On play action. Love to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Okay, ready?
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
43 rail. 10.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Love to throw for it on 4th. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bengals will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The Bengals drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
On one, ready?
Now the big play pushes them all the way out to the 40 now for first down.
Whoa.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Back to Mixon on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here we go.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Eleven.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
I'm one, ready?
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47.
11 MT. 11 MT, take.
Running left, it's Mixon. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down. From midfield now, Burrow. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
11 MT, take. 11 MT, take. 11.
They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times at any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play fake. Here's Love. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
On 1st and 10, Love. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 52 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go.
11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. 11 mighty. 11 mighty.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man, complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jamar Chase with career touchdown number 60. And the Bengals get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they're back with it, a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. Cook with a run on 1st down, but he'll only manage a couple there before he's taken down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Black Ultra. Right, kick.
From the 35 on second down. Love. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. It got his man complete. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Here we go.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
10 seconds.
Off the play fake, Love. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Final play of the half, Love. And that is incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Second and 5 now. Love. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Open man is Denzel Mims. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
First down, going to the air with Love. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing. Love. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Love, they go play action now. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
Set, ready. Check right. Cut.
Left side, Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up second down.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11.
Now it's Burrow. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
On 1, ready?
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. Taken down at the 30. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Ready?
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
Play action this time with Love. Rolling to his right. Caught on the right side, Reed. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They run the counter with Cook. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
They try again with Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll run for it with Cook. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point safely through. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 65 yards for him on the ground now and 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Striker, 3-3, quick, yellow, set.
They run it again with Cook. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Ready?
Up the middle, it's Cook. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Love now. And this is caught. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Point after, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
On 2, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Gun.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
11.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there. The center receiver in motion to the right. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Vikings add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Here's a quick throw to Higgins out wide. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your number one cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
11 MT.
Burrow looking to pass. He will find his man Chase complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
11 mighty.
Second down and goal. Burrow. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Isaiah Likely, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go. Blue striker.
On 2nd and 15 now. Love. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 65 yards. And the Vikings up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. Love throwing for it. And that is incomplete here.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, that's not a good decision. He didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
11.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
11.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
11.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Twelve. 11 empty.
Now Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
On one, ready? 11, Thomas.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs.
On the set.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Defensively, I know they have a comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads